Oh boy, Army, welcome to another spicy video on the channel. In this video today, we are going to be looking at each position on FIFA 22 and the most important stats for each one. So I've talked about stats quite a lot this year, but I'm going to literally go through each position and name the top 5 stats, in my opinion, that you need to be focused on. And I'll try to do it in an order as well. If you like these type of videos, tutorials, gameplay tips, best players, just general FIFA advice that's going to help you improve at the game, please subscribe to this channel every day. A spicy new video dedicated to helping you guys get better at the beautiful game. Let's get into it. So we'll start with keepers. Now, keepers, when it comes to stats, it could be like, are we on about purely attributes, so just these, or are we on about high, weak foot skill moves as well? I'm gonna for this talk about the height, skill moves, and weak foot as well. For keepers, height matters, nothing else does. What we'll do is we'll say about the height, skill moves, weak foot, how that matters, but we'll do top 5 for just the attributes. But for keepers, height definitely matters. I want 6'2 plus. I think the best height on FIFA for keeper is 6'4 to 6'6. Now, top 5 stats in order. Reflexes is number 1. I think reflexes, the higher that is, the more crazy saves you notice. You'll probably think, why have you not got a reflex chem style on Denzel? Well, on Donnarumma, glove just seems to give him the biggest chem style boost. That's why I went for that. I would say after that, diving is the next most important. Then handling's third, positioning fourth, and honestly, probably speed is fifth over kicking. Not that they even matter that much. Donnarumma's got 79 kicking, and he's still pretty crazy. You rarely notice him make a bad kick, to be honest. Now we're going to go for fullbacks next. For fullbacks, I don't think height matters too much. I don't think heading's too good on this game. Um, Bigger, as long as they're not too clunky, is pretty nice to have. Skill moves, pretty relevant. Weak foot, pretty relevant still. I don't think it matters that much. I would rather have good weak foot than skill moves. Both are a plus, but you don't really need them. Now, the number one stat, an attribute on for a fullback, I'm going to put pace as 2 stats, as 1 stat combined. Sorry, so pace is number 1 on fullbacks. The next most important I'm going to go for is agility. Agility to be able to turn on the ball, agility to be able to deal with through balls. So that's number 2. I'm going to go interceptions number 3 to deal with through balls again, be positioned better. I think defensive awareness and interceptions can be kind of similar. For 4, I'm going to go for strength. I want players who are going to be able to fall back, deal with good wingers and bully them. And then 5th, it's a tie between vision or dribbling. I've got to go for dribbling. I think dribbling is a nice one to have to make them good on the ball. Vision is nice though for the down the line through balls, but I don't think it is that big a deal, to be honest. So we've got those. Centre back. Pace is number 1 again. It should not be, but it just is how it is on FIFA. Pace matters. If you have slow centre backs, good luck dealing with the through balls. For these, height, I want 6 foot plus. I don't think you have to be 6 foot on this game. I don't think it's as essential, but small centre backs will struggle a bit. I don't think it's that much about the heading. I think it's more about the body type to be able to block and win crazy tackles. Skill moves weak foot, near irrelevant. I'd like a 3-star weak foot at least, but if a centre back's insane but got a 2-star weak foot, I'd still use him. Pace, number 1. Interceptions and defensive awareness are number 2 and 3. I'd probably put defensive awareness second. Those are the top ones there. I'd honestly go agility 4th. Agility so they can turn. I don't like Varane because his agility and balance combination just don't seem very good. So agility 4, and then we're going to go strength 5th. I don't think sliding tackle matters whatsoever. I think standing tackle's a nice one, but I don't think it's essential. But yeah, that's the order I'm going for centre backs. For midfielders, I tend to like midfielders who can do a bit of everything. I don't think Kante is bad on the game. I think he's got some great stats there, but I honestly don't find him as brilliant as some other people do. I prefer midfielders who can attack as well. Now, Haaland is my favourite midfielder I've used this year, which a lot of people think is crazy. Weak foot and skill moves are nice to have on a midfielder. I don't think skill moves matter too much. Scoop turn's nice, but I don't think it's that essential. Height, I do like taller midfielders, to be honest, because I think the midfielders who are taller with the bigger body types just win more bullshit, basically. If you can win more 50-50s and stupid stuff in the midfield, it's going to make a big difference and help you guys a lot. I would say weak foot is nice, but it's not quite as essential in the midfield. You get more space and time on the ball to turn and put it onto your weak foot anyway. For midfield, pace is number one again. Pace is least important in midfield out of any positions, but I'm still putting it number one. Midfield is probably the position where you need the most rounded players in general. So it's kind of hard to do a top five here. I would like this. It's going to be hard to do 2 to 5 here. Physical as an overall stat, I would put into one here because stamina, strength, aggression all do matter in midfield. So I'm going to put physical as number 2. Then because midfield is a weird one where all the stats matter so much. I'm going to kind of put pace, passing, shoot, all these together. I would say passing is third because I think vision and short pass are the ones that matter a lot more. Haaland's so good because his passing is insane and he can make crazy passes that no one else can do. Agility and dribbling as well, under the dribbling stat would come in. And then for shooting, finishing and shot power. I don't think long shots matters as much anymore because finesse shots, simply put, are not as good outside the box anymore. Now, for wingers and strikers, I'm going to kind of give them different stats. So for my team, I've got Ousmane Dembele out wide. I would say skill moves, weak foot are very important for any attacker. You need 4-star pretty much out wide. You can get away with a 3-star like Salah on the right to cut onto his left, but it's still going to hurt him. So I want, generally speaking, at least 4-star. Height doesn't matter too much as long as they're not clunky. Pace is the number one again out wide. Number 2, agility and dribbling together. Number 3, finishing to take the chances. Number 4, shot power to take the chances. And number 5, I'll probably say vision and short pass combined. I think those are the most important. I think stats like attack position and long shots can be useful. Short pass is nice, so they're not making many mistakes there. Ball control, balance, but they're not as important as the other ones. And then for striker, my favourite striker on the game is Eusebio, followed by Ginola. I do really like Ginola, but I think Eusebio is just something different. I would say that weak foot is more important than skills. Some people don't even use weak foot, to be honest. But for me, not weak foot, sorry, skills. But I'd say having at least 4-star to do a scoop turn is nice and makes you be able to attack more fluidly. 5-star skills is nice for the elastico, the flip-flap, ball roll, scoop. I don't use them too much, but they are nice to have in your locker. But weak foot is number 1. I don't think heading's that good, so I don't think height's too important. Pace, you want pace a lot, but I don't think pace is the number 1 stat on strikers this year, especially on new gen where it's a lot more part of the bus. Finishing is the number 1 stat for me on this game. The higher finishers take the chances and make a big difference. Finishing number 1, shot power number 2, pace is number 3, I think, for strikers. Honestly, all these stats are vital, by the way. Agility and dribbling we'll put together at number 4, and then I'm going to put composure at number 5. Composure, when you've got lots of players around you, take chances is really important. As with every position, you want lots of stats. I'm not saying if the stats aren't in the top 5 that they're not key, but they definitely, you definitely have some more stats that are more important than some that you still want, but you can get away with a bit more. That's my guide to the most important stats in each position. I hope this has helped you guys out. Appreciate you guys watching this video. As always, keep it spicy.